Motorcycle culture is broken.
At least that's what the internet wants you to believe. People are angry. People are angry at Harley. Harley's angry at Indian. Indian's angry at Harley. People are angry at CEOs. People are angry at politics. People are just angry all around. Arguing about what a real rider is, or what a real motorcycle is. Has motorcycle culture really changed? Or has the rider changed? That's what we want to find out.
That's what we're going to go over today. 20 years ago, motorcycle culture was much more simpler. You rode a Harley, or maybe you rode a sport bike, or maybe a dirt bike, or maybe you're one of those weirdos that rode an adventure bike back in the day. The thing is, you picked your lane, and you stayed in that lane. Everyone knew where they belonged, and today, nobody seems to belong anywhere, but yet everybody belongs everywhere. So what happened? Did motorcycle culture change? Did riders change? Is Marcus getting older, and I'm getting even older?
Before we jump into this one, if you're into motorcycles, if you're into building motorcycles, seeing how they run, seeing how fast they go, seeing where we go, then hit the subscribe button and see what we got in store for you.
So we're not here to tell you what to ride. We're just two guys trying to figure out where the culture's headed and why are people so mad, but why do we all love it so much? So let's get into it. Back in the day, the motorcycle wasn't something you rode. It was who you were. It was a blue-collar worker. It was a guy that worked with his hands. It was a tradesman, a mechanic, a veteran, somebody that had a toolbox in their garage and they twisted wrenches on weekends. So the same guy that was out on the road on Saturday on his hog was the same guy coming to work on Monday. So what's happened? Motorcycles weren't a hobby. They were an identity. Now, sport bike riders had their own identity, their own stereotype. They were the jock, the sporty guy, the adrenaline junkie, the guy that was riding too fast and too crazy, and most times, that's what they were like. Again, everyone had a lane. Everybody stayed in their lane. And bro, really, today, I don't even know what a motorcycle rider looks like. It could be the guy ordering a oat milk latte next to you with his tote bag and his oversized neutral colored sweater. And on the weekend, he's going to peel off all his oversized clothes and he's going to slip into that slick leather suit and he's going to be dragging knee on the track. So what do these guys even look like anymore?
The younger generation doesn't want to fit into motorcycle culture. Instead, we want to fit motorcycles into our culture. Before, the questions used to be, where do you want to ride this weekend? Or what kind of rider are you? Now it's, what do you want to do this weekend? So whether it's a road glide, Panigale, Africa Twin, a Grom, or snowboard, skis, a gaming PC, or a passport. It's no longer about the ride, it's about life experiences. And that's why the walls are getting lower, ones that you can hop over really easily now. We know Harley riders with Ducatis. We know Ducatis with Africa Twins. We know Grom riders with Boulevards. Nowadays, people have 2, 3, maybe even 4 bikes all in one garage. Before that seemed weird, it was strange, and now it's completely normal.
Today's sport bike rider doesn't look anything like the old stereotype. They kind of fall into 2 categories. Now, don't get me wrong. You still get the guys in flip-flops and shorts, their giant muscles, their external body skeleton with their cut-off shirts, or maybe they're wearing full race suits with a t-shirt that's way too big over top. I get it, guys. You're just not that big. Anyway, we've got anime references, we have character backpacks, we have fuzzy helmet covers, we have bright colors and crazy shoes, and there's even a guy in Toronto that walks around with a cow outfit on all the time. Or then sometimes we have the complete opposite. You've got the no face, no case kind of guys. Dark helmet, dark visor, wearing a balaclava covering up so all you can see is their eyes. Just sucking their vape right through the top of their full face helmet. Now, why are these guys acting this way? Are the police actively looking for them? Is it because they speed? Is it because they're true criminals? Is Interpol looking for them? Who knows? It could be because, one, they don't want to be noticed by friends, by family, by police. Or maybe they just don't want to be noticed, and the mystery of who these people are might be what is kind of keeping everything cool. It's hard to say. Now, before we go any further, If you wouldn't mind, hit that like button below. You don't have to agree with what we have to say, but if you do like these conversations and you want to become part of the conversation, we love a comment down below. But if these are the type of conversations that you like to have around the campfire, in the garage, at bike meets, or at the gas station, then follow us along. Hit the notification bell down below, and let's keep going.
If riders have changed this much, maybe it's not Harley versus Indian. It's evolution versus tradition, and that's where things get interesting.
Spend 10 minutes online and you'll see that everybody right now is furious with Harley-Davidson. Whether it's their leadership, the way decisions are made, where their bikes are built. It seems to be whatever the flavor of the week seems to be. Now, what fascinates me is a lot of the people that are furious about that don't seem to be concerned about where they got the little Amazon magnetic piece, where their phone came from, maybe how their TV was built, utensils in their kitchen cupboards, or maybe their coffee maker. Do you know who those CEOs are? Do you know who those companies are and what their politics are? So maybe there's something different between the everyday products that we consume on a daily basis versus a Harley or any other bike that we ride. A motorcycle is about emotion. It's about our identity. But here's the problem. Companies don't survive on nostalgia. They survive on evolution. So whether you like a BMW, an Aprilia, a Honda, or a Harley-Davidson, all of them follow the same rule: adapt or die.
If it wasn't for evolution, the motorcycles we ride wouldn't exist. Performance baggers simply wouldn't exist. That's because somebody broke the rules. Baggers were originally designed for comfort. They're the bike you take on a long haul and just enjoy and have, all the features of a luxury car. But then we decided to get into performance brakes, performance suspension, the biggest engine that we could fit into these guys. If it wasn't for the Road Glide ST, the Indian Challenger, and then the CVO ST, and everything that we decided to craft in the middle, we'd be at a completely different spot in our motorcycle careers. Now there's a lot of complaints, but the people complaining are the people riding these new and improved machines. It's all about the evolution. If it wasn't for the complaints and new riders adapting to what we have now, and riders just wanting more, we wouldn't have the bikes that exist today. And yet here we are. Because riders demanded something different, the manufacturers listened. This isn't new to Harley. This has been going on for ages. The long-time rivalry between Suzuki and Kawasaki. They've been going at it with the Hayabusa versus the ZX-14. More speed, more performance, better engineering, better technology. The winner wasn't Suzuki. It wasn't Kawasaki either. It was the rider. Then let's look at adventure bikes. You have the Africa Twin, the KTM, Ducati, and then the Pan America. Every company pushing each other to the limits. What could be the next best, greatest thing? The Pan America is a perfect example. It's a new bike that Harley introduced. Oh, that ain't a real Harley. That ain't no good old MA. That ain't no bagger. Does that sound familiar? The exact same thing people said about performance baggers. The exact same thing people say every time something new shows up. Without competition, there's no urgency. And with no urgency, there's no innovation. And with no innovation, there's no progress. And progress creates all the motorcycles that we love today.
You know what's funny? While all of us guys are sitting here arguing online, the community, the rider fellowship continues to grow. And you know what the biggest change is right now? Women. Women used to be the wife, the girlfriend, the old lady, the backpack. Not anymore. Women are buying the most new bikes. They're becoming serious riders. They're taking all kinds of courses, whether that's slow maneuvers, track courses, defensive driving skills. They're learning all of this, and they're surpassing a lot of us guys out there. They are serious. They're building clubs, they're building communities, and no boys are allowed, which is kind of funny because we're all sitting here like we still run the show. And maybe that's why they're creating some of the strongest communities of motorcycling right now. They're not passengers anymore. They're shaping the future of the culture. And honestly, we think it's one of the coolest things that are happening right now. It changes the energy. It changes the tone. It changes the conversations. It tones down some of the testosterone and reminds people that riding isn't about showing off. It's all about the experience.
Now, before any of you think that we're judging the younger generation, we are the last people to be doing that. We love the old school lifestyle, the old school choppers, garage talks, bike nights, just general hangouts. But at the other end, we love the new technology. We love these big screens, these high performance parts, GoPros, drones, action cameras, and even content creation all around.
Absolutely. So, some old school ideas just don't work for us anymore. And some of the new stuff is just completely crazy, but we do like some of it. We're somewhere in the middle, and we think that's where a lot of riders are. So we're not trying to choose between old and new. We're trying to take the best parts of both.
So after all of this, I keep coming back to the same question. Has the motorcycle evolved or has the rider evolved? And I think the answer is both. But if I had to choose one, I would say that the rider has evolved. The rider wanted better handling, more technology, more comfort, just a better experience all around. So the motorcycle evolved.
Absolutely right. Now, the motorcycle follows the rider, not the other way around. And maybe that's why everybody is so uncomfortable, because the culture is evolving. Just like how all of our old music is becoming classic rock, 20 years from now, everything that motorcycle culture is will be stupid. It'll be outdated. It'll be a little bit ridiculous. So what do you think? Has the motorcycle culture gotten better? Has it gotten worse? Or is it just evolving and leaving us all behind? So whether you've been riding for 40 years or 40 days, we'd love to hear your comments and get your perspective down below. If you just joined us, be sure to hit subscribe and follow us along for more. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you on the next ride.
Peace.
Peace.